So the next parts I'm going to begin painting is the MS White from Gundam Colors. I'm kind of in the middle of getting this paint to flow through, making sure that it's coming out fine. Good, it's coming out fine. And I have a few of the parts ready to go. Just try to grab it. Like I mentioned before, there's some parts that have like separations here and there that I can actually mask off and paint a different color tone. I mentioned the Titan's Blue 1 as one aspect of the color. If I see some other colors that will catch my eye, then I'll try it. See what kind of result I get out of this. Now besides this, I'm also going to be painting the red parts, which is going to be painted the yellow parts. But I'm going to give it a white base first to highlight it more. Even though the gray should help out the yellow, it doesn't hurt to do a little bit of white on the yellow parts as well. I'm going to be using a lot of white here, even though it's only for certain areas, not the darker parts, of course. Actually, you know, I didn't realize this. I'm putting red parts, which are going to be yellow, with the white parts. So I'd be very careful. I'm going to wait until it dries so I can separate them and figure out which one is which. Let me grab some other. I realized that the back legs is going to be white, so. I forgot that I have that detail design in the knee area, which I need to now also work on as well. So that is something to consider. It's a good coverage. I pull out one more. Actually, two more. No, that's for that. That's for that. The thing from around the head. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the headpiece, the face mask, needs to be painted at maybe a darker tone, so that way I can paint the eyes. Yeah, now I just realized something. Let me hold on. Let me finish painting this white part. Let me pull out the reds. One of the reds. Here it is. This is the chin that turns yellow. Where's the face mask? So painting this white may not be a good idea. So this will be the darker tone, maybe Titan's blue, and then I'll paint the eye sockets. So I'll keep that to the side so I don't get it confused with other parts. Okay, so let me continue on painting both the white, the parts that are white and the parts that are red. And then once the white parts are done, I'll focus on the red parts, painting them yellow. So let me make sure I get a good coverage on all these parts, and then we'll move on. Alright, next up is going to be the UG03 MS Yellow. I have very little of this, but considering that I think I must have used it on some, what was it? The last time I used all this yellow was when I was doing the what do you call it? The Master Grade Wing Gundam version Kotoki. When I was doing the yellow and orange parts, make that, you know, fiery flames under the wings. I think that's how I used up almost all this yellow. But there's still enough here for hopefully all these parts that I decided to paint yellow. So let's give it a nice coating. Very nice. Let's zoom in a bit. There's a lot of great detail on the feet, so you can do a lot of, not too much, but unless you plan to paint the bottom part, you can do some part separations, color separations here. The front feet is one thing. The back feet, on the other hand, don't know. Didn't think I was going to paint the chin yellow, but I'm going to do that. Because if I'm going to do the V-fin yellow, I'll do the chin yellow. Which now brings me to an interesting point here, because when I paint the face, I'll do Titan's blue on the face. I'm going to see if I can paint the eyes yellow as well. Give it a little different look to it. Doesn't have to follow the standard norm. Here, look, we got this part here. I thought I saw some red there, but I guess I got it. Front part looks good. Alright, so I got a few more reds. Oh, well, let's do this part. So a few more reds, a few more parts here, but let me do this. I forgot. This is a pain in the ass to put it on a toothpick, because the hole connection is, well, it was hard to put it on the head, but wow, it took me a while to get it on this. Now I have to take it off because I'm actually thinking of masking all this around just to paint that little part there. Alright, so what I was going to say before is let me finish up the remaining yellow parts here, and then we'll move on to the next part of the build. our next part, painting. Alright, next color is going to be the MS Light Blue from the Gundam color line. See how this works. We're going to use the big boy here. Zoom in so you can see this. Now this part, like the back leg part, has a lot of detail on it. To a certain extent. This one has more detail than the back leg, I'm sorry, I should reiterate that. And I'm going to, once this is dry, I'm going to paint off some areas here to bring this kit out more. Make sure you get the edges. There we go. And I'm going to give it another pass, but let me just leave that for now. Now, in my haste of painting all the yellow parts, I completely forgot one yellow part, and that is this, the detail of this. So I'm just gonna paint it blue, then I'll mask it off, and then I'll paint it, white again, and then yellow again. I think that's a bit of, that should be a no-brainer for anybody. However, again, like the leg, there's a lot of detail here that you don't see. Like, you have these little notches there, you have one here, and then you have this part here that almost looks like a face if you look at that from an angle. Whether I will paint the inside of that, I don't know. See how I feel. I'm not going to paint the bottom part blue other than this little part here. I'm going to remove it soon because I'm going to paint the rest, maybe the Titan's Blue 1 to darken it up a bit. Yeah, there's some more detail here on the back part of the skirt armor. Let's do two more here. This part here. Same concept here. Just I'll paint the inside a darker tone, but of course I'm gonna mask this entire area up. So I just expose this, and that. First, let me get a nice good coverage here. And we'll get the chest plate here. Very nice. Good. Alright. Okay. So, we got a few more parts here to work with. So far, we're doing pretty good. Keeping up the pace. Again, I'll reiterate, if you guys want to get this kit, go to use the link down below and order at Gundam Planet and get a nice cool 10% off. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this as I have. So let's continue on, and then once I'm done, we'll move on to the next stage.